Hello and welcome back to our podcast here. We have just finished filming like 4 videos today. I'd just like to just go straight into them. How do we feel it went?
I think it went a lot easier than last year. I had hoped it would be as quick, productive, as efficient based upon that experience from last year. And I feel that the addition of formula, mathematics, and outcomes made things a lot easier and would produce a lot higher quality with much less future problem work for the video editors that come next. What did you think?
I would like to say I think we're better, but I'll leave that up to the critics to decide. But I think it was a lot easier, like, on our minds, because we knew we had to come in and do 4, and we knew that each one had to be about 5 minutes, whereas last year, like, we would go, right, we've got 15 to do in the morning, but that 15 had, like, 2 parts, a part where we had to, like, pack it, and then a part, so it became 50 in the morning, and then, like, more in the afternoon. So I think because that was taken away, it was also easier, because we knew we could do more takes. And if it went wrong, so it was more relaxed. So I think that should also make us appear better, because we're more relaxed.
Yes. I think I don't regret doing that last year, because I sort of knew that you had to experience that in order to enjoy this more. And I would say that in the future, you'll again get better again, and you'll look back on it and go, what was all the problem about, particularly in terms of why then did you put so much effort into it last year? But you could see that the effort from last year was like your back, is that word for it? Your back data base or whatever, whereby you could just glibly and easily go, the difficult part of it, all of the processing, the fulfillment, the assembly, the manufacturing, you just go, here you go, look here. And that allowed you to focus on the marketing side of stuff, the customer side of stuff, the chemistry between us, the synchronization, the timing, which are all things that you really want to do. You don't want to get engaged in the nitty gritty of all of the detail, don't you? But by us doing that groundwork last year, it made this so much more easier. That's my interpretation of it.
Yeah, I think as well, because we have like our like formula of what we want to say, like our 4 points and what each of us has to cover. Like, because there were so many last year, we couldn't do that for every single video. We like briefly spoke about it and we're like, right, let's go. But because we knew what we had to say, there was less like pressure, because we knew our message and we didn't have to like think on the spot and like try and pack at the same time. So
yeah, the taking, I think we're trying to do the assembly of it and the organization of it, and we're trying to do a lot of things in those videos. And the truth of the matter is that people, you've seen the analysis of it, people not really interested in watching that. They want to see the glorious part of it, don't they? They want to see the final finished flourish or whatever. And we're able to now have a go at producing that sort of quality of content, aren't we? But I'm glad that I did the videos from last year, because I don't think that you could suddenly jump to this quality this year without having experienced that last year.
what do you think?
What do you think?
I feel like with the comparison from last year, this year, as I mentioned before, I think the information, it was all concise, and you didn't go on too long, and also there was the whole thing about the assembly, and it just went on. Sometimes it was like 15 minutes and such. But for today, after what we filmed here, I think we got all the points across that we needed. And I also believe that, even like filming, I think our quickest one was about 2.5 minutes. So I do believe that there has been improvement. And also, from last year, as it took longer, we needed to start from there, so then we can build that up and get better quality in our outputs.
Last year was almost like being comfortable in front of the camera. I found, obviously I've had a bit more advantage. I've done a lot of this over the past year, so I feel much more, it's almost like tiring just being in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like after the first one or two of adjusting to being behind the camera again because you're doing other things, it's just like, no, this isn't a big deal. I'm so used to this now.
Yeah.
You haven't had as many experiences of that. But you have a completely different public speaking element in terms of teaching and whatever. How do you feel you've got more just blasé about?
Yeah. Still the camera, like, throws me because, like, obviously I'm not, like, recorded or whatever, like, in my everyday to day. Like, whenever I talk, like, if I make a mistake, like, nobody's listening anyway, like, so it doesn't really matter. But this, like, whenever it gets uploaded, someone can, like, rewind it and play it again and again.
Is that what you're worried about? Is it that being caught in something?
Yeah.
See, that's so unusual.
Yeah. Where, like, I don't have that worry because, like, I have, like, 30 people watching me, sometimes, like, 35 at the same time, but, like, they're probably not listening anyway. They're just, like, in their own wee bubble, like, glaring at me, but nothing's really going in.
All you got to do is look at our viewer figures for this channel and realize that nobody's watching and listening anyway. Just show yourself with that.
I know, but it's the fact that they can, like, watch it over and over and over and, like, scrutinize over it. Like, they're not going to.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, but they could if someone wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that the way that we did it, I think that there was such a quality and a professionalism with the way that it was delivered that you just have to have confidence and faith in yourself. Because nobody's really that bothered anyway, you know. And I thought there was a much more, whereas last year's videos were how to do something, I thought that these videos were much more helpful and useful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, or maybe last year's videos might have been helpful and you'd served your duty to do so. And you'd helped yourself by gaining experience, but now they're useful. And hopefully the videos that you see edited, we did do them in two styles. We did one which was sort of like a more professional type of veneer and facade, didn't it? We did one which was a more fun.
I think that's where we will grow most.
Yeah.
Is the fun one.
Uh-huh.
I think the professional ones, like you and I can both talk and like explain and bullet point.
We like that.
But the fun one, I think, is where there's most growth to be.
Yeah, I think that a lot of these videos are people want to see you having the fun with it as well. So I think that's probably it's going to be a sort of like a challenge that we try to bring fun into in terms of insights into that and whatever. And I think whether or not that is actually construed or interpreted as fun or promotional is going to be a contentious issue, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How do you define fun doing it? Is it, how do we present the fun version of birthday hampers, the fun version of Christmas hampers? I think that's a challenge for us to sort of think about before we come in to do the next versions.
Yeah.
Next week's are another 4 videos. I can't remember which one they are. Is it one's being gift hampers and what's the other one?
I think the other one.
Gift hampers and major occasions hampers. You know, thank you, congratulations.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? How do we bring fun to it? That's your homework for coming back next year or next week, even. So how much? We want to talk about the timings. Whereas, say last year, our videos were we did it in 2 pieces, didn't we? We did the filming of how to pack it, how to arrange it, and then we did the how to present it as well in a different way. A lot of work bringing it together and then editing it. And generally, we were possibly looking at 20 to 30 minutes combined, weren't we?
Yes. Though, I mean, for each recording,
each recording was like 30 minutes.
Yes. And then in post production, that'd just be after the filming of it. Then we'd have to go through all the footage and then cut it up, cut out any kind of like spaces or any repetition or any kind of mistakes or even parts where you might want to just do it again, and then just cut it in with like some other footage to disguise that. So that all has to be done afterwards. So there's a bit of editing, but with this here, I am confident it won't be as long. It won't be as much.
You have to qualify it, right?
I think that's something though that's maybe also will help our confidence is knowing that if we've done a really good start and then we like stumble or like make a false start in the middle, we can just be like, right, and then like start halfway. Whereas last year, I don't think we would have had the confidence. We would have completely got in our heads and had to like restart the whole video.
Okay.
Whereas
that's a big progression from here. I must admit that doesn't come to me. I like to sort of get onto a momentum with it. Mm-hmm. And if I feel as if I've messed it up quite a bit, it takes me a little bit more to readjust within that. For me, I'm looking for start to end and a perfect sequence through. I find it difficult if I fall off to get back on.
Maybe it's because I'm used to being interrupted. Where it's that I can just like stop my train of thought and then like restart it and just like shuffle back a bit and be like, right, this is where I was.
So I'm sort of like thinking across so many different ways of what I'm trying to say in sequences and whatever, that coming off of that is, I am working on trying to remember and speak slower to remember my previous point. And I think I've worked on my memory to be able to go off on tangents and then come back into it rather than what was I talking about?
It is easier as you build momentum through the video. Like it is nice, like whenever you get it done in like one take and you're like, yes, I'm happy with that. Like let's go on to the next one or like whatever. But I do think that like knowing that if you can just like cut, paste, like just take it out and then.
I don't think we had a chance last year because there was just 60 of them to do.
Yeah.
We wanted to cover our bases with it. And we have a chance this year, because we've got that base work done that we can point to and get rid of everybody else likes to have other people making that do all the marketing, all the fancy bit and whatever. It's like, oh, somebody else will take care of the managing, somebody else will take care of the manufacturing of it. Whereas like we're sort of like, we are the manufacturers, we are the packing, the fulfillment, the industrial aspect of it. So the marketing side of stuff, which, you know, people have created this illusion that it is so complicated, so difficult. It's actually, this is the easiest part. You know, it feels challenging because you're not used to it and you're not used to taking the limelight or whatever, but it's actually the easier as far as we can see as a production one. It's the more enjoyable part of it once you've done all the base work. Mm-hmm. So, going on, we got 5 minutes. We were doing the longest one there was 7 or 8 minutes, and we were sort of almost talking the details through a good 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's like kind of what I was saying earlier, the joy of like, because we know they're going to be 5 minutes, and if we want to do like 4 takes of it, that like the first one's like saying all the information, and then like the more you say it, the more comfortable you are like summarizing it, but still getting your key points across.
Yeah, I think that was a good way of doing it. Wasn't it like, you know, we weren't afraid to talk for 7, 8 minutes, but then we would go, right, that needs to be brought down. Yeah. Keep this key in point, but just not speak it faster, but summarize it more. Mm-hmm. Bring it that would bring us down to the 4.5, 5 minutes. And then I think there was one or two of them now. We got up to 2.5, 3 minutes.
You're able to identify what was needed to be said and what doesn't even need to be included. Yeah. And then be able to get that down. That's how you got down to like 3 and 2 minutes of these videos.
And when it comes to the editing, that was something that we spoke yesterday. What's the objective of this? How long should these videos be? And we agreed that it would be, you know, we looked at the
4 to 5, something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, if I think last year we were looking and said, well, we maybe need 30 minutes of content. We didn't have enough faith or confidence in ourselves. And then we were putting on
cut it down.
Cut it down.
Needed more, because there was going to be more that needed to be taken out.
But then we saw you guys having to edit that, and you're like, we thought there's no way.
I didn't know.
I thought, right, let's make it better and easier and more enjoyable. So I think that's a good way. We asked you the question, you said that it will take less time. Put a percentage number on that. To 4 videos last year to 4 videos this year. How much less time will it take?
Just on top of my head, I say probably like, it would definitely be about half, down, like the work load there, like with 50%, possibly even more than that, because we have filmed possibly even more. Yeah, we actually filmed like a lot less in time. Like it's not as long.
Yeah.
And from even thinking about what was recorded and how you both presented yourselves and the points you got across, there isn't necessary for any kind of like cuts or any kind of like little editing tricks. So I think it'll be a lot quicker from comparison to last year.
Okay, so minimum 50%, maximum as much as maybe 75% faster and easier to do. That's us. Well done, us. Good job by us. We move on next week. That's the end of this week. I've only got you a couple of days and whatever. So next week we come back and do the next 4.
Yeah, we need to do auto Q ones and see how that goes.
Yes, that's another iteration from last year. This is an AI version of it. So we're going to take a look at those 4, using that script. There was no point getting those scripts from last year to the AI. It would produce stuff which would be too long, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Whereas now we're creating templates for it to sort of emulate, which is much more to the point of what we want it to do. So it'll be very interesting in terms of timing, the technology and whatever that's able to, what's that word for it? Lift us up.
Yeah.
And see the value of AI application and appreciate the endeavor or effort that we went through and program the AI to assist us and elevate us. That's this little project that we're doing here in the summertime as a sort of like, what call it, a little academic sort of commercial project, is it? Or would you call it?
I don't know.
Well, we call it YouTube. What was the project of this? Because
this project, YouTube promoting.
YouTube promotions. YouTube promotions, yeah. Okay. Well, I think that is for the day. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's the end of this podcast. Lee, it's another one for you to label, add to the AI. Nick, when he's on the camera there, you add this to it. That becomes your system prompts. We've got more and more content. We label those videos, according to relevancy and quality, not just time, but relevancy and quality. And then these podcasts are us talking about, and the AI being able to see what we want and what we want it to do for us. Okay. Thank you.